On today's Live Daily News, residents out in Wall are up in arms about the dismissal of the high school football coach. We'll have details. A rash of car burglaries in southwest San Angelo has residents and police concerned, and an arsonist was jailed in San Angelo Wednesday. All that and more. I'm Yantis Green, and this is Live. We'll get to those stories in just a bit, but first, need a new or improved driveway? How's your parking lot or ranch road? Now's the time to get it repaved. San Angelo-based Mac Asphalt and Paving is ready to get to work for you right now. Go to macasphaltpaving.com and request a free, no-obligation quote. They're offering heavily discounted repaving and paving packages right now. If you've been thinking about paving your driveway, parking lot, or ranch road, get a quick turnaround quote while you can save a whole lot. Do so by going to macasphaltpaving.com. Topping news today, the Wall Independent School District Board of Trustees dismissed the head football coach and the athletic director recently, and parents have had enough. 2 online petitions have been created and have collected hundreds of signatures seeking to reverse the decisions which led to the departures of longtime head coach Houston Guy and athletic director Jeremy Williams. There's a lot more to that story, which you can read on sanangelolive.com or the all-new San Angelo Live app. Have you got the mobile app yet? It is now available at the Apple App Store. All iPhone users can have the latest news stories delivered directly to their devices. The Android app will be available soon, so keep checking back at the Google Play Store for that. That's the all-new San Angelo Live app, available now. Back to news, a rash of car burglaries have plagued the southwest part of San Angelo in recent days, and San Angelo police are hot on the trail of the suspects. According to information from the police department, at least 6 reports of vehicle burglaries were filed this morning alone. The common thread in the burglaries is that the suspects break the windows to gain access to the vehicle and the valuables inside. Police are urging residents to lock their vehicles at all times, take valuables with you, especially firearms. Also, a water main break on Arden Road sent waves cascading down the busy street, prompting officials to warn motorists to avoid the area Wednesday night. According to the city of San Angelo, police closed areas of Arden Road from Glenna to Mockingbird Lane so crews could work on that water main break. Read details about that story on sanangelolive.com. And a local man was jailed Wednesday on several charges, including arson. San Angelo police arrested 22-year-old Raymond Blake Horton Keel for arson, theft, possession of meth, and several other charges. Keel was booked into jail at 7:06 p.m. last night and is being held in lieu of $75,444 bond. For more on that story, go to sanangelolive.com. Turning to weather, the forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies, windy conditions, and mild temperatures for tonight and Friday. Look for overnight lows in the upper 40s with afternoon highs around 70. Rain chances return to the area Friday night and Saturday morning with about a 20% chance of showers. That'll increase to a 50% chance Saturday night and then fall back to 20% on Sunday. And yes, you'll eventually read all these stories on other local news sites, but they'll come here to read them first as well. Stay with us. Angelo State is back in town tonight, and Ryan Chadwick has the details, and then an interview with historian Tom Ashmore. But first, here's a word from the Bass Bunch.
We have some breaking news to report from Jim Bass Ford. According to our sources at Jim Bass, you can get 1.9% financing for 72 months on 2023 Ford F-150s. We are told that this offer is good through April 2nd, so hurry to Jim Bass Ford at the corner of Houston Hart and Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassbunch.com. Thank you for watching, and we now return you to our regular programming.
The Angelo State Rams and Bells basketball teams returned to action here in San Angelo on Thursday night. After both teams split 2 games on the road last weekend, another win tonight would go a long way for playoff implications come postseason time. The Angelo State Bells play first against Lubbock Christian at the Stevens Arena in the Janelle Center on Thursday evening. The Bells come off a victory over Western New Mexico and look to continue that momentum after losing the first matchup to LCU in Lubbock. Immediately following the ladies' game, the Rams take on Lubbock Christian at 7:30. The Rams achieved an emotional overtime victory over Western New Mexico last Saturday, but are still dealing with the injury bug. The Rams will have to play shorthanded, but still have the ability to play at a high level. The Bells tip off tonight at 5:30, so go out and support our local university athletes. And for more sports around the Concho Valley and beyond, be sure to check in every day at sanangelolive.com/news/sports.
This month only, mix and match cleaning and disinfecting services and save big with Carpetech. For example, get your carpet clean, save 10%. Get your carpet and tile clean, save 15%. Or get your carpet and tile and air ducts clean, save 20%. Call Carpetech today, 325-735-5142.
If your home is in a wreck, call Carpetech, yeah.
Talking about being a conservative is easy, especially come election time, but delivering actual conservative results is very different. As your state representative, I'm proud to have passed the strongest state-led border security bill in the nation, the largest property tax cut in Texas history, and more school safety funding to protect our children. These aren't campaign talking points, they're real conservative results, delivered. I'm Drew Darby, and I'm asking for your vote to keep up this important work.
Hey guys, welcome to our studio at San Angelo Live. This is Matt Cutrer again with you. And today we have a very special guest, as usual. Today it is none other than Tom Ashmore, who is a local historian here in San Angelo and the president of the West Texas Archaeological Society. So that's pretty neat. We have some cool stuff to talk to you about today. So I'll let Tom tell us a little bit about his little brief bio.
Okay, so I spent about 22 years in active duty in the Air Force as a special intelligence analyst.
Oh, nice.
And from there, during that time, I went to Goodfellow and taught at Goodfellow as an active duty instructor. And then after that, I retired in San Antonio.
Okay, yeah.
Went to a company that is doing modeling and simulation for the military.
Wow.
And Goodfellow came down and asked us if we could bring that modeling simulation up to San Angelo.
Okay, yeah.
So I brought it into San Angelo and started it up. And we worked modeling and simulation into all the training at Goodfellow.
Okay. Wow. That's something.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now that training is throughout the entire school.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I did 15 years at Goodfellow, and then did fully retirement. And during that 15 years, I got involved in archaeology as an avocational archaeologist. I learned a lot of what I could use in a local archaeology club here. Mm-hmm. And the first time that I really worked on historic things was Fort Chadbourne.
Okay, yeah.
So we did all of the archaeology at Fort Chadbourne, and I assisted in several of the buildings there that were reconstructed later.
Yeah.
And now it's a major museum and a very nice place to go if nobody's ever been there.
Yeah.
So that's where I learned most of the historic archaeological techniques.
Yes. Wow. So are you technically an archaeologist yourself?
No, I'm an avocational archaeologist.
Okay.
So I don't have the degree and everything like that. So what we do is we work with private landowners mostly.
Okay. Yeah.
So they come to us and they ask us if we can help them understand something that might be on their property.
Yeah, okay.
And so we're a volunteer group. Mm-hmm. We don't charge anything for our services, so it helps the landowner.
Yeah.
And we can help him in ways that some of the universities are usually dealing with things that are much more larger in scale.
Okay, yeah.
And older.
Yeah.
Much older.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we found a niche that is in the historic period.
Right.
That nobody else was really working on.
Oh, That's cool. Okay. So that's kind of what sets you apart. That's neat.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What got you interested in archaeology? I mean, have you always been interested in history and archaeology? And
No, I haven't actually. It was actually after I moved here.
Oh, yeah?
And I moved out to Dove Creek.
Okay, yeah.
And Dove Creek has a lot of archaeological sites along the creek there. And I
Okay.
started finding different things and
Like
asking.
with the metal detector or something?
No, this was stone points and
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
Tools and points.
Arrowheads?
A lot of arrowheads, a lot
Okay.
of points and tools, and started asking around. And then I was told, well, you should go to the archaeology group here and see they can help you on this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
that got me interested in that. And then we moved into doing the Fort Chadbourne stuff. And then I got more interested in that period of time. The next thing was I started looking at the Butterfield Trail, which ran through this area. And many of the stations had been lost in time. All the people that knew where they were gone. And
There was
the
no written history
There
of
was no
them?
written history.
Whoa.
There was information that they were somewhere, but
What
nobody
was
knew
the
where they
extent
were.
of the information that they existed?
Some historians had put out books that said that there was this station in this general area, for example.
Man, that's fascinating. That's like a real life Indiana Jones. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, seriously, like that's really cool. You're discovering something that's barely no one knows even exists, and there's almost forgotten. You know, that's fascinating.
So I've tried to figure out how I could find these places that nobody else could find, that they were lost. And in my skill sets that I had learned in the military, I worked a lot with satellite imagery.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So Google Earth had come out at that time, and I decided, well, I can use Google Earth if I can follow the trail. Then I could probably find where these places are. So I started at Fort Chadbourne, a place that's known, and I did find the trail coming out of Fort Chadbourne and started following it down to this general area here.
Yeah.
And the next station was Grape Creek Station. Station after that was Johnson Station. I started with Johnson Station.
Okay.
I went to the landowner and said, I think maybe this station is on your land.
What did they say? Yeah, we've heard some. Or
No, they said the opposite.
They had no idea.
They had owned the land since
That's
1890.
so crazy. Yeah.
And they said, no, I grew up here. And
that's wild.
there's no station here. And I asked him, well, can I just look around anyway? And he said, sure, go ahead. And within 2 hours, I found the station.
How?
Using the Google
You're
Earth.
kidding.
And then going and finding the trash that's laying around.
What
on the
did that
station.
feel like?
It was quite it was very exciting.
That's cool. Yeah.
We worked that for 6 months.
Oh, really? Yeah. So after you discover, you're like, this is the real deal. Then you call other people too to help assist you.
I did a lot of work on my own. Then we would bring in people, 1, 2, and then eventually we brought in a whole group of people, and we were a lot of metal detecting, a lot of sifting, all of that.
Yeah.
We actually found 5 periods of time
Wow.
that this station had gone through.
Yeah.
It went through first the Butterfield, then it went through Fort Chadbourne Military. Then it went through Fort Concho Military, that were using it as a camping area.
Yeah.
And then it had buffalo hunters, and then ranching period.
Wow. That's
So we found everything, layers and layers
Yeah.
and layers of artifacts in time. So
It's like, you try to put that into perspective. Like, what if something happened and San Angelo was buried under a bunch of rock and, whatever else, and over time, people forgot it existed. And all the things we've done, all the history we've had was just pretty much erased until somebody comes along and cares enough to uncover, the potential of what's there. Yeah, that's wild, because you said it went through five different
5 periods of time.
Yeah, that's wild.
And when we knew it by the artifacts.
Okay.
You find the artifacts, and then you study and research them, and then you can find out what they're from.
Okay.
So military artifacts, buffalo hunter artifacts, the very long cartridges, for example. So after finding that, let's just keep going. Let's see if I can find the other ones.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually, I found 4 different stations that have been totally lost until we have reported on them.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so.
How do you go about searching for them, though? I mean, if you don't know, no one knows much about them.
First, a lot of research.
Okay.
And then using Google Earth again, and understanding how Google Earth can get you to the locations by understanding things.
Okay.
The vegetation of a trail.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Vegetation of a trail after it's been used for a long period of time and then is abandoned, the vegetation always grows back differently. Same thing goes with a building. If a building sits on top of the earth and then it goes away, but nobody does anything else in that property, then the image of that building will still be in the vegetation.
Okay, yeah.
So if you follow the trails, you can follow the trails to the buildings, and then you can see the buildings, and then we go in and validate it on the ground.
Okay.
So get permission to go in, and then we do metal detecting, and all the artifacts are flagged, and everything is GPSed, and we start to see the puzzle start to fit together, and you see the patterns that match what you can see from above.
Yeah, it starts to tell a story.
It starts to tell the story.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's super cool. So what was the most interesting station, do you think, that you uncovered, that you discovered?
Well, so far the Grape Creek Station is the most interesting and local too.
Yeah.
It's only just north of here. It took me almost 10 years to get on the property, and a lot of research to try to follow the road to and from that station.
Was it private property?
It's private property.
And they were just against the idea?
They were against the idea.
Yeah.
And then I finally convinced the owners to let me on, because I convinced them that I'm pretty sure where it was. They did let me on, and the way that I was able to figure it out was you have to have a known point, a starting point and an ending point. In this case, I had done Johnson Station, which was the next station down, and of course you've got Fort Chadbourne. So this one was in the middle.
Okay.
So I was able to follow the trail down to this general area, and then away from this general area to the next station. So somewhere in that middle part was going to be the station.
Oh, I see.
What we found was the road went to the creek, which was documented.
Okay.
But then it took a 90-degree turn and then ran down the creek and went on to what is now Carlsbad.
Okay.
The 90-degree turn told us that there's some reason for such a dramatic turn that has to be the area of the station. Okay, so when we were able to get onto the property, metal detecting very quickly found that there was all the trash from the different parts of the station. We started with the corral, and then we found the cabin, and then we found all of the. It was basically like a fort because they were so worried about the Indians. Yeah. That they had made a stockade. Oh, yeah. So one of the things that we did was we flagged every single nail. Wow. Every single nail.
Must have taken
There was flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we found that the nails showed the same perimeter of the building that we could see from above.
Right, yeah.
And then we found that they were following what was the stockade wall. Okay. And a circular corral. Okay, yeah. So all of those things validated that what we were seeing from above was in fact there, and then we started finding artifacts that matched up to the period of time.
Yeah. What's more exciting? Finding, learning that it's definitely there with Google Maps and studying the vegetation and the things that are around it, like you're saying, or actually pulling up artifacts from
Well,
different
it's
time
definitely
periods?
the pulling up
Yeah,
the
is it? Yeah.
artifacts.
I can imagine you pulling up a big sword or something. That'd be kind of fun.
It's the dream that you know, for every metal detector and every archaeologist to pull up some kind of very special piece.
Yeah.
You know,
What's the
that
coolest
ties
piece
it.
you
At
like a
this-
big old like bone or something, like someone's arm?
At this station, it was a piece of a dishware, actually.
Yeah.
And I brought it with me.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I want
I'll
to see
show it
that.
to you.
Somebody's mac and cheese bowl or something.
So, let's see if I can show here. This
Look at that. Yeah.
this
there you
piece,
go.
it doesn't look like much, but it's got a maker's mark on it.
Okay.
So the maker's mark is the key to figuring something out from pottery. And this particular maker's mark, we were able to research it back to when it was made. And it was only made from 1858 to
That's it?
from 1860 to 1870.
Uh-huh.
And the station was only open from 1858 to 1861. So this period of time matches the period of the station, and it has a very narrow window of time to match to the station.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
So
That's-
there's the maker's mark there.
That's pretty cool right
Oh,
there.
I'm going the wrong way.
I mean, that's a significant. I mean, most times you're not going to pull something that is that big, right? Like an artifact that's.
So that helps you, if you can find something that ties you directly to the period or to the activity that you know was there from documentation. That's the key to this kind of work.
Okay. Yeah.
So the other thing that we found
Wow.
was very important is this.
Okay.
So this
A
is
horseshoe.
it's not a horseshoe.
Okay.
It's actually a mule shoe.
Mule shoe. Okay.
What was so unique about this is that the stagecoaches for the Butterfield Trail use Spanish mules,
Okay. Wow.
and Spanish mules are small. They used them because they were hardy for the West Texas desert
Right. Yeah.
environment,
Okay.
and so they are different from any other kind of horseshoe or mule shoe.
Okay. Yeah.
This particular is, in fact, a Spanish mule shoe.
Wow.
And we found it in the location of what was the corral.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So now we've got Spanish mules that only were being used by the Butterfield
Right.
stagecoaches at the corral
Yep.
that was indicated to be the stagecoach station.
Yep. Yep. So that's big. Yeah.
So
Wow. Was that the only one found?
that's the only one we were able to find at that time, yeah.
Yeah.
We did find these
Cool.
nails that match up with the
Oh,
shoe.
those are really cool. Those nails.
And the nails match the holes.
Oh, do they really?
And
Yeah.
they weren't at the same location. The nails were in the cabin area. The shoe was in the corral
Why do
area.
you think that was?
Well, they obviously cut the nails off.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why they
Huh.
were in the cabin area, but they
Yeah.
were not at the same place, but they fit exactly with
Yeah.
the shoe.
Wow.
So that was
That's
good.
pretty
That was
cool.
a good one.
Are any of these artifacts things that you would give to a curator at a museum and showcase at a museum, or is
All the artifacts that we find are kept by the landowners. We don't
Okay.
we don't keep anything. These are on loan from the landowner, and we take artifacts back for research purposes,
okay? Yeah.
and then we'll return them to the landowner. So
I see.
they can do whatever they want with them. If they would like to give them to a museum or start something up themselves, or just keep it for their family,
Yeah.
that's it's all up to them. So.
Yeah.
We don't keep anything
That's cool.
unless it's on loan to us. So
Or
we'll
unless it's like a gold piece or something.
no,
Stick it in your pocket.
not even that. Not even that. Don't get me in trouble here.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know you. That would be cool though to find, even just to find something like that.
Yeah, it is. We're
Yeah.
still working on things. We also found Horsehead Crossing Station,
Yeah.
and after that, between the Pecos River and Fort Stockton, another station called Antelope Spring Station.
Cool.
All
Yeah.
of these stations we worked on, all of them we validated, and all of them match up with the road structure that needed to be was a very important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So,
yeah.
So that's 4 stations. We're still working on stations. We just finished another station that was after the Civil War. The Butterfield Overland Mail was before the Civil War and stopped because of the Civil War.
Okay.
And then they restarted the stagecoaching after the Civil War in 1867. And that, instead of the long haul, it was San Antonio to El Paso. We just finished the Pecos Mail Station that was down on the Pecos River by Iran.
Yeah.
We just finished a project on that one. So that's another station. It's been well known, but we went back in and archaeologically figured out a lot more about it than had been documented. So one of the things I wanted to show you also, if I can step away, that's important. So they also used the Spanish mules for their stagecoaching. They actually came through this area, San Angelo, and then they went west out to the Pecos River. And at that station we found, let me see here if I get this right, this shoe, which is also a Spanish mule shoe.
Okay.
And if you put them together, you can see that they match each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Ah,
so
cool.
again, we've got the Spanish mules as a key component of figuring out these stations and understanding the entire process that they were using for stagecoaching through the area.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Man, if we had time, I would love, you know what I would love to get into is, I mentioned to you when we talked, my ranch at Castle Gap.
Right.
Is the Maximilian lost treasure that was supposedly buried
supposedly,
somewhere out
but I
there.
don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't believe it.
I doubt it. But I mean, people have paid to go out there and dig. You know, it's crazy.
One of the stations I did was Horsehead Crossing, and we do an event every year in October, end of October, for a kind of historic days, similar to what is done here at the Fort Concho, out at Horsehead Crossing. And so I did all of the work there and do a presentation, and we actually do a walking tour of that area. The one thing that we have never been able to get into is Castle Gap.
Wow.
Because everything came through Castle Gap.
We gotta go. Yeah. I'll take you. I'm serious.
I'm ready.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Cool. Let's do that.
Everything went, wagon trains, military, freighting, stagecoaching, the Indians, everybody went through Castle Gap.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything had to go through. It's the only way through.
Yeah. Imagine the artifacts out there.
It should be artifacts everywhere. Unfortunately, a lot of damage has been done out there.
That's right. We talked about that.
Yeah. So, but we're ready to go. If you're ready to go, we're ready to go.
I'm dead serious. We're gonna plan that, and we will get some footage for you guys. And unfortunately, we're out of time. Man, I could talk to you for so long about this stuff, though. What we'll do is we'll do that seriously, and we'll schedule another one and talk about what we found in our experience. I think that would be pretty neat.
That would be good. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Okay, cool. So anything you want to, real quick, Tom Ashmore, your website is?
West Texas Archaeological Society.website.
Cool.
It's a little bit different ending. All of our reporting is on there. We have videos, photographs, all sorts of stuff that is on there for everybody to see. Membership is free. We don't charge for anything we do. We are also putting a symposium together at Fort Concho April 27th.
Ooh, cool.
And it'll be an all-day symposium with all sorts of reporting. We're bringing in people from up in the Panhandle area. One of the exciting things that we're going to have reported on, and it will be a keynote speaker, is they just found another bison jump site at Caprock Canyon.
Wow.
And it'll be Dr. Costa will be reporting on all the work that they did up there on the bison jump site.
Nice.
So we're looking forward to that, and that also is going to be free and open to the public.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ashmore. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all the, if you don't know this already, Tom does a ton of stuff for our community in the city of San Angelo. Just do a little digging yourself, Google him, and so we just really appreciate everything you do for our community.
You're welcome.
For sure.
You're welcome.
Cool. All right, back to you guys.
If you have been injured, call Jay Chandler Law.
You want an honest partner who will tell it to you straight. A proven advocate right here in town. Together, let's hold them accountable.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
And that's our show for today. Thanks for watching the only locally owned live news show in the Concho Valley. We really appreciate your feedback as well in the comments section and in letters to the editor. Thanks again for making San Angelo Live the #1 news source in the Concho Valley. We look forward to bringing you all the news again throughout this year, first as always. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.